Junior Max race of the weekend. On pole position is going to be Chris Harden. Alongside him on the front row will be Kai Hunter. Danny Van Dijk and Kobe Palvel's row 2. Row 1, Chris Harden, Kai Hunter. Row 2, Danny Van Dijk and Kobe Palvel's. Sorry, we had to pause after that. We're just about to go live, so we're just taking a quick pause. And indeed, we are now live. So thank you and a welcome to everyone joining us on the live stream. This is Genk Circuit in Belgium for the first round of the BNL Karting Series. You are watching the first race of the afternoon, the third race of the event, which is Junior Max race 1. Chris Harden and Kai Hunter are row 1, Danny Van Dijk and Kobe Palvel's row 2. Then it's Kai Rillard and Mads Rees, Ben Burgess and Lewis Gilbert, Vincent France and Justin Pohlmann. There's 27 of them on the grid. We're not going to have time to get through it all as we are away and racing from the front row then. It is Chris Harden and Kai Hunter leading us down towards turn number 1. Through the first corner they go, and it's Harden in the 124 there that leads. Hunter, that is, in the 195, who has stayed in second place. There was one driver delayed at the first corner, but they head onto the back straight now for the first time. And look over the shoulder there for race leader Chris Harden. Kai Hunter on his tail in second place. Don't even, and an incident. Well, who was that spun down the end of the back straight? Would have just caught it on the live stream. And as we switch back, we see a change of lead. Kai Hunter going straight into the lead of the race. A good start from the outside of row 1 for Kai Hunter, and he's not waited very long to take the lead of the race here at the first round for 2018 of the BNL Karting Series. Down the start finish straight for the first time. Kai Hunter did feature certain rounds in the championship last year, didn't quite complete all of it, but when he was with us, got some very good results. And Kai Hunter now leading the way here at round 1. The Chaos Sport driver leading Chris Harden in second place. Third is Danny Van Dijk. Then is Kobe Palvel's Lewis Gilbert's had a good start and is up to 5th place from 8th on the grid. And some defending going on down the back straight. That was Ben Burgess going through briefly into 6th place. He's battling with Justin Pohlmann. Mads Rees is 8th. Then it's Robert de Haan 9th. Kai Rillarts is 10th. Vincent France 11th. Then it's Max Stemmerdink 12th. Nick Coppins is 13th. Mike Van Boots 14th. Ed Fist is 15th. Then it's Largin Ali in 16th. Rudenberg 17th. Zopfi 18th. Van Haver is 19th. Then it's Nikolov in 20th. Schmeitz, Fix, Larden, Adrisani. Then it's Hoot, DeWitt and Picker. That's the 27 drivers and how they stand as we are 3 laps into the race. 12 laps to go, sorry, as Kai Hunter leads us on to the back straight. It's a 14 lap race for the juniors, 16 laps for the seniors, DD2 and KZ, and 12 laps for the micro and mini max classes. We didn't quite have the live stream working for micro max and mini max, but we will sum up what happened in those races when we get to the second races a bit later on, as we see a change to 3rd place. That's Lewis Gilbert going past Danny Van Dijk. teammate to Kai Hunter, Lewis Gilbert, broke down in qualifying, so didn't actually get the chance to complete a full session. Not too sure exactly what happened to him, but he's now trying to recover from that. 8th on the grid, and he's quickly moved his way into a position where he can win this race. Lewis Gilbert up to 3rd already. But one thing I was going to say, we'll recap race 1 for Micromax and Minimax when we get to the second races for them later on. At the end of this, we will go through the timetable. This is Chris McCarthy here for you here at Genk. A very sunny Genk as well. Lovely day to go racing. Oh, and a 3 wide there down the end of the back straight. Now, not too sure if they all got through safely. I think that was Mike Van Boot in that. Dehaan, Coppins, Rillarts. That's a battle for just outside of the top 10. So some big names there. No surprise to see them not willing to work together. But out front, are we about to see a change of lead? Yes, we are. Under pressure. Chris Harnan briefly going into the lead, but he's overshot the corner. Lewis Gilbert's going to go into 2nd place. Kai Hunter retakes the lead. Danny Van Dijk and Kobe Palvel's get a little bit closer in 4th and 5th place. So changing all the time then at the front. We've now got 5 for the lead rather than 3, and then about a 2.5 second gap back to Ben Burgess, who is pretty much all on his own in 6th place. Just off camera, we've had a change of 4th. When we swap to another angle, you'll see now then 4th place in the blue and white livery at Kobe Palvel's. There's a challenge a bit further down the field, which was Vincent France trying to go through the 8th place, I believe. As here come your leaders. Kai Hunter will now see he's got his teammate Lewis Gilbert behind him, and I don't think we'll be too worried if Gilbert's to go past. Big teammates, I think they'll be comfortable working together. However, they're not on their own, because you can see the lead group is a group of 5. 4th and 5th may have dropped back for the time being, but let's go back to the leaders. There goes Gilbert now into the race lead, picking up 4th and 5th. Any reason I'd say Kobe Palvel's is off this group is because he's made that move for 4th, but now the move is completed. I think we're going to see him start closing in again. The 114, unfortunately, out the race, which is Roderick Picker, and Donny Hoot has hit problems somewhere as well. Donny Hoot, from up from Minimax this season, was the driver who suffered problems on the first lap of the race. Currently way off the back of the field, Donny Hoot. But here are drivers that have had absolutely no problems in this race whatsoever. Gilbert, your race leader, had a problem in qualifying, but now when it matters in the point scoring races, he's making up for it, and he's starting to pull away. As are we about to see a change for 2nd? Kai Hunter going on the defensive there from Chris Harnan. Hunter just getting a little bit worried here. Gilbert's making a break for it out front. Harnan, Palvel's has now closed the gap down to Harnan. He's just putting a new personal best as well, 57.520. Lewis Gilbert, unsurprisingly, has the quickest lap of the race, 57.358. But behind that, Palvel's is probably 2nd quickest on track, I'd say. Burgess can't quite close in on the top 5. He's not really been given a chance. He's on his own in 6th place. As we said, that might be the best he can do in this race, unless anything's to go off just ahead of him. I think what he needs to do is try and keep the chasing pack at bay, because Vincent France is leading. Dehaan, Coleman, Ali, Coppins, Reese. That's a very tasty battle on circuit, just going on for 7th place. This is the top 5. And you'll see in the background there were moves being made there. One of them was for 8th place. That was Justin Coleman going past Robert Dehaan. So that was a change that happened just off screen. You may have caught it if you were looking hard enough. There you get a good view now down the back straight. Burgess, that is all on his own. This is then the battle we were talking about just behind for 7th backwards, being led by Vincent France. That's Lewis Gilbert leading the way. I did think he would have broken away a little bit more than this when he initially took the lead. That's what kind of signs he was showing. Oh, and a change of 4th place there. Wasn't expecting Danny Van Dijk to fight back on Kobe Palvel, but there we go. Takes the place back. Let's see what he can do now about the guys up ahead, and a change for second. That's Chris Harnan going past Kai Hunter. Kai Hunter's going to fight back at the next corner. A bit of contact as they went side by side, and Harnan's now dropped to fourth place. Danny Van Dijk's gone into third place. So, well, Van Dijk, in making that move for fourth place down at the last corner, he's been the beneficiary of that third place now. So that is sometimes how just moving forward and working for yourself in a race can work in your favour. Danny Van Dijk there. Now, all of a sudden, his race has completely changed the lap on. Last lap, where they are now, he was fifth. Now he has a chance to go through the second at the next corner. So Danny Van Dijk driving a very good race at the moment as they head through the last corner. Kai Hunter's going to have his work cut out to try and hold on to that second place. Out front, Gilbert being gifted a race victory here as he is now extending his lead to 8/10. Change of fourth. That's Kobe Palvel's going past Chris Harnan. He's done the complete opposite to Danny Van Dijk and gone backwards. Behind this, Burgess still sixth, in no danger at the moment. Then it's Pullman, France. Then behind that, Dehaan and Largim Ali. Top five have all of a sudden have spread themselves out now. So we did once have a lead group that was all together. Now they've split themselves apart with all the battling that's been going on. That Red Bull banner there in the background, that's where the dummy grid is. So that's where senior max drivers will currently be getting themselves ready to go. They'll be watching on this race and seeing the junior max drivers, seeing Lewis Gilbert at the moment, that's taking what could be a very comfortable victory for him. That said, got to give credit to Kai Hunter. He is actually closing the gap down on this lap. It was 8/10. It's now come down ever so slightly. So Kai Hunter, I really did think he was going to have to do a lot of defending towards the end of this race, but he seems to have just got himself a couple of tenths on that last lap and seems to be sending a pretty good pace. Overall, you'd say this battle for second closing up slightly, but Kai Hunter in the middle of picture there doing a good job to take the pressure off himself for the time being. Whether that will change come the last lap, we'll find out. But for now, Lewis Gilbert leads, and once again, the gap just coming down ever so slightly. It won't be enough to worry Lewis Gilbert, but that gap certainly coming down with 3 laps now remaining. If Lewis Gilbert were to make a mistake, then Kai Hunter will be right with him. What's going on away from the top 10? Of course, we've talked about Burgess in 6th. Pullman is 7th. Dehaan is 8th. Then it's Ali and France who have swapped places on the last lap. Mads Rees is 11th. Then it's Nick Coppins in 12th. And Zokvi is 13th. Those guys are actually having a pretty good battle at the moment for 11th. Then it's Eggfist in a bit of a lonely 14th place. Mike Van Voot not going as well as I may have thought at the moment in 15th. Stemmerding 16th. Schmeitz is 17th. Then it's Fitz in 18th place. Rudenberg 19th. Nikolov 20th. Kai Rillarts 21st. A driver to come up to the junior max class. Then it's Adrisani, Bardini, Van Harber, DeWitt, Johnny Hoot. No Roderick Picker, unfortunately. But Mike Van Voot's definitely struggling for position. That said, Van Voot has just done a 56.8, which is on terms with the leaders. All the lap times very close. You look at Lewis Gilbert, who's done a 56.9 as his best time. And then you go all the way down to Mike Van Voot in 15th, who's also done a 56.8. The top 15 are lapping within 0.2 of a second of each other. So there is absolutely nothing to choose between them. It's just all about track position and how far forward you can get at the start. But last lap forward goes out to Lewis Gilbert. He's got a comfortable lead for a last lap, it has to be said. The only changes I can see happening are in the battle for third, because Kobe Palvels is putting on a late attack here on Danny Van Dijk. Van Dijk may have to start defending towards the latter stages of this lap. Chris Harnan ready to pick up the pieces in 5th place as well. We head down the back straight now for the last time. A great camera angle that to get a real good view of just how long that straight is, and definitely one of the best overtaking opportunities on the circuit. Well placed there. We've already seen in this race alone 1 or 2 incidents there, and I'm sure we'll see many more. Couple of corners remaining. Danny Van Dijk in the middle of your picture, 3rd place. I think he might have this one in the bag. So we'll switch up to the leader then, which is Lewis Gilbert. Lewis Gilbert out of the last corner. He is going to take the first victory of the season. 2nd place goes to Kai Hunter. 3rd to Danny Van Dijk. Kobe Palville's 4th. Chris Hahn in 5th. Ben Burgess 6th. There's your race winner, Lewis Gilbert. This final one of the weekend. We have 4 races over the weekend, all equal to each other, all point scoring races, all just as important. The podium at the end goes off the combined points from the weekend. So that's not like Lewis Gilbert's just won a heat or a pre-final. He's actually won a final there, took maximum points away from the first race and the championship lead with it. 2nd place, Kai Hunter, his teammate. So a good start to the season for the KR Sport team. They are the defended champions in this class with Clayton Ravenscroft, who has now moved on. So picking up where they left off. 3rd place, Danny Van Dijk, a good recovery towards the end there. Kobe Palville's 4th, showed really good pace. 56.8 was his best lap time. Harnan finished in 5th. Maybe a little bit disappointed, but you know what, was still within 2 seconds come the end. Burgess was 6th place, just never really had the chance to catch the top 5 and was actually being caught towards the end, actually. Justin Pullman, 1 or 2 more laps may have been with Burgess. Fortunately, that's where it's going to finish. There's definitely frustration being shown below me here from the number 174, which is Kai Rillarts. Rillarts actually started on the inside of row 3, so clearly caught up some sort of incident. Harnan started from pole position, top 5 finish. Hunter finished where he started, likewise Danny Van Dijk, Kobe Palville's as well. Rillarts was a driver that dropped down the order. Mads Rees was in the top 10 or just outside of it. Ben Burgess moved forward 1. Lewis Gilbert went from 8th to take the win. Vincent France was roughly where he started in 9th. Justin Pullman, 10th place, did move forward to 7th place in that one. So one of the only drivers I'd say to really pull down the order was Kai Rillarts. Rillarts was only 1/10 of pole position in qualifying, so I will retract that comment when I say that he was off the pace, because he certainly wasn't. He was just the fact that he got caught up in an instant. You would have seen the results go up on screen there. That was confirmation of the result for you in this first Junior Max race of the weekend. Brilliant start to proceeding, a perfect start to the season for Lewis Gilbert. Thanks to everyone who is joining us. I'm